All right, so the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to write an equation of a circle when we're given the equation not in the best form. So we'll just say it that way. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to have to complete the square in order to do that. And I know it's been a while since we've done that, so let's go through our basic steps here. So first off, we want to get the x's together and the y's together. So we've got x squared minus 6x, and then I'm going to leave a space because I'm going to complete the square, so I need to figure out what's going to go there. And this is my x part. And then we're going to have our y part. So our y part is going to be y squared plus 2y, and then we're going to figure out what's going to go there. And then we're going to have it equal to our constant. And so we're going to add this 6 over to the other side so that we can get our constant over here. All right, so basically all I did was reorder things and I moved my constant over to the right-hand side. And now we're going to complete the square like we've done before. So the way we complete the square, remember, is we take the middle value. So in this case, we're taking -6. We're going to divide by 2, and then we're going to square it. So this is -3 squared, which is 9. And so we're going to put 9 here, but we also have to put it over here. Actually, I think I'll just write it underneath so we have enough room. Okay, we have to write it on both sides. And then we're going to do the same thing with the 2. So we're going to take the 2 from the middle of the y's. We're going to divide it by 2, and then we're going to square it. So this is 1 squared, which is equal to 1. So that's going to go here, and it goes here. So we need to add it to both sides. And then we're going to rewrite the x part. And remember, when we rewrite it, we take the x value and we take the value that we had before we square it. So we're taking this -3, and that's the value that's going to go here. And then we'll do the same thing with the y. So it's going to be y, and we're going to try to figure out what's going to go in there. And what goes in there is the value that we got before we squared it. So it was a 1. So this was y minus 1, plus 1. All right, and then we're going to add all numbers at the very end. And our numbers at the very end, we've got 15 plus 1, which is 16. So now that we have our equation, we know that our center is at 3, -1. And we know our radius is the square root of 16, or 4. All right, so as we look at the next one, kind of the same idea. We're going to get x's and y's together. So I'm just going to draw a little line here. So we're on a new problem. So we're going to do x's and y's together. So we've got x squared plus 8x plus, we're going to figure out what goes there. So we've got, this is our x part. We've got our y part, which is y squared. And notice that there's not another y part, so it's kind of nice. We kind of get to be done there. And then is equal to, and we're going to subtract this 7 over. And so it's going to equal -7. And then we just complete the square, just like we just did. So we're going to take the middle term of 8. We're going to divide it by 2, and then we're going to square it. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 4 squared is 16. And so we're going to put 16 here. Remember, we have to add it to the other side. So if you do it to one side, you have to do it to the other. And then I'm going to rewrite, because I don't have to do anything with the y. So I'm going to rewrite this as x plus 4, because that's what I got here. And then the y squared stays y squared. We didn't do anything with it. And then at the end, we have -7 plus 16, which ends up being 9. So now when I look at that, I know that my center is the opposite, so -4, and then there's not anything with y, so it's 0. And then your radius is the square root of 9, so the radius is 3, because we just take the square root of that last value. All right, so that's completing the square in order to find our equation of a circle, and I hope you remember doing that, and it was like a good reminder of we use it in other places. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, make sure you ask.